I don't know about you, but I have been loving the sermon series that we're in on the book of James. It's such an interesting book with such a fascinating history, and the church has always had this love-hate relationship with it, so I'm so glad that we're digging into it together as a church. The main theme, the overarching theme that we're focusing on during this sermon series is what we do matters, and God gives us wisdom to help us figure that out. This last week, we specifically looked at what we can do in the face of suffering. And this is one of the hardest questions that we will face as humans, because we will all suffer. But when we look for answers, a lot of times the comments that we receive or the answers that people try to give us, they don't really help us, they do more harm than good. We talked about how James addresses this to a community of believers, and he reminds the people that when you suffer, you don't do it alone. You connect to those around you who can offer you hope, who can walk alongside you, who can remind you that yes, suffering happens, but suffering is not the end. This is the example that we have in Christ. It's the example that we can remind each other of when we're in the midst of our suffering and we might forget. So we're all called then to offer that hope and that encouragement and that perseverance for one another. And that's what it means to be in a community. And that's what we are supposed to do, because what we do matters, and how we care for each other in the midst of suffering matters as well. If you haven't been a part of our series yet, we hope you will join us for the next 3 weeks as we continue to look at the amazing wisdom that James has to offer us today and always.